Almost 1600 hours, that is over 65 days of my life spent bullet jumping through corridors, committing mass grindneer genocide and waiting for formats to craft. Warframe is easily one of the best free-to-play games ever made, but it has one massive flaw. It tells you absolutely nothing. It drops you into the origin system with a sword and a gun and basically says good luck. Go read the wiki. Because of that, looking back at my 1600 hours, I realized I wasted easily 300 to 400 hours purely out of ignorance and bad habits. So today I'm breaking down the 6 biggest mistakes I've made and what I would do completely differently if I started a fresh account today. So you don't have to suffer through those same headaches.
Another job well executed.
Let's start with the mistake that makes me want to put a bullet through my orbiter's windshield every time I think about it. Selling base Warframes. Back when I was a clueless newbie, my logic was simple. Hey, I just farmed Rhino Prime, why on earth would I keep regular Rhino taking out precious slots? I need slots, I don't have plat, I'll sell him for a few thousand credits. Sounds smart and efficient, right? Dead wrong. Fast forward a few hundred hours and you unlock the Helminth system. For those who don't know, this is a wall mount in your ship that literally subsumes, eats non-prime Warframes to permanently unlock one of their abilities so you can put it on other frames. And what happened to me, I realized that I had to re-farm Inaros, Limbo, Mirage and every single quest frame I threw away for pocket change. Some of which cost millions of standing from Cephalon Simaris to get back. The rule is simple, keep every frame. If you're out of slots, crack a few relics, sell some prime junk, buy a slot, never press sell. Mistake number 2. Terrible Forma management. Forma is the lifeblood of progression in Warframe. Without it, your builds are mediocre at best. Couple of years ago, DE actually patched the craft time down to 23 hours so you could build one at the exact same time every single day. What did I do? I'd build one, use it and then completely forget to queue another one for 3 days straight because I couldn't be bothered to open my mobile app or log in. Rule number 1 of Warframe. You should always have a Forma crafting in the foundry. No exceptions. You have my Forma guide video on the screen. But my absolute biggest mistake regret in this category, ignoring Plague Star. When the Plague Star event rolled around, I was too clueless to realize its value. Plague Star is one of the few events where you can buy fully built formas directly from the vendor for minimal effort. Veterans walked away with 200-300 built formas. Me, I was off farming some random star chart nodes for use as mods because I didn't get the hype. Now I'm the guy sitting around waiting 23 hours and buying forma bundles just to put one more polarize on an Incarno weapon while my friends have a lifetime supply sitting in their inventory. Real quick, editing these videos, digging up old embarrassing build footage and scripting all of this takes some massive effort and caffeine. If you've learned something new or you're just enjoying my suffering, hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It takes you 2 seconds, but it genuinely helps the channel out a lot and it keeps me making these videos for you. Back to my build failures. I look at the flat numbers in the arsenal. I see big numbers and I feel like a god, until I step foot onto steel path. Suddenly enemies turned into indestructible brick walls. I dumped 3 full magazines into a clear grindneer unit and his health bar would not budge. I thought my weapons were trash. In reality, I had zero understanding of status effects, multiplicative scaling and armor stripping. I didn't realize viral amplifies damage to health by up to 325%. I didn't get that slash bypasses armor completely, or that stacking serration and heavy caliber together leads to diminishing returns because they add together instead of multiplying. Once I stopped stacking base damage and actually learned how the elements interact with enemy armor types, the game instantly shifted from a tedious chore to feeling like a proper power fantasy. Let's talk about a focus tree system, which you unlock after the second dream and the war within. When you're new, everybody tells you, go Zenurik, it gives you free energy. And they're right, early on. Energy economy is terrible, so I picked Zenurik. I dropped energy wells on the floor every 30 seconds and dumped all my focus points into maxing out that single tree. My mistake? I fell into the Zenurik trap and ignored every other tree for 1000 hours. Once you get higher tier arcanes, nourish and fleeting expertise, your energy problems disappear and suddenly Zenurik becomes, well, not useless but less important. That's when I realized that I had missed out on Madurai, which gives you absurd physical damage buffs and operator amp damage for Tridolon and Archon hunts. Unairu lets you strip 100% of enemy armor and shields with a single operator ability press. Vazarin grants instant revives and team invulnerability when things go sideways. So don't get stuck in the Zenurik comfort zone forever, spread your focus farm out early. My final 2 mistakes go hand in hand and they're all about mindset. First, overtrading. At one point I got completely addicted to the market. I flipped prime sets, hoarded ribbon mods, and lived on Warframe.market, reaching a point where I had tens of thousands of platinum sitting on my account. I thought, okay, once I'm rich, the game will be amazing. You know what actually happened when I could buy whatever I wanted? I lost all motivation to play. Warframe is fundamentally a game about the loop. Farming, building and earning your gear. When you use platinum to buy every Warframe weapon and mod instantly, you skip the entire game. I was rich, but I had zero reason to launch a mission, which directly caused mistakes number 6, affinity farming burnout. I spent hundreds of hours grinding the exact same node, Hydron Sedna, over and over just to level up weapons as fast as humanly possible. Turning a video game into an assembly line job is the fastest way to hate it. Warframe has open worlds, railjack, netrocell, deep Archimedia, Duviri. If you feel bored switching your frame, picking up a weird weapon, try a different mode. Don't sacrifice your fun for 5% more farming efficiency. I've stopped playing too many times because of these mistakes, so now I'm doing a systematic approach of doing things I must do, leveling up syndicates, and mixing it with doing exactly what makes the game fun for me. For instance, currently playing Perito Rebellion literally just for fun, and it's sort of a balance, right? If I had to sum up my 1600 hours in one piece of advice for anyone watching, is this: respect the journey, learn the mechanics, and don't rush to the finish line. Keep your frames, craft your formats daily, learn your status interactions, and don't burn yourself out on meta farms. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What is your absolute worst mistake you've made in Warframe that still hurts you to think about? Did you sell a quest weapon or waste platinum in the arsenal market? Let's mourn together down below. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if this helped, and I'll see you Tenno in the Origin system. Peace!